It has been a long time coming, and finally, the drought will be over. The Detroit Lions are expected to make the playoffs for the first time since 2016, when Jim Caldwell was still the Detroit Lions head coach. And I know a lot of you guys are upset and, having to be talked off a ledge regarding the loss against the Chicago Bears and how the team has been looking for the past couple of weeks, basically out of the bye week. Now, I myself, very critical of this team. Win, lose, or draw, it does not matter. You're not going to get any different from me. But one thing I've always believed, no matter how the Detroit Lions have been playing, is that they will make the playoffs. After starting 8-2, it's almost impossible, not impossible, but almost impossible for the Detroit Lions to miss the playoffs for 2023. Now, I just saw this today, and I forgot that today was Wednesday, and today is the new league week. So the updated scenarios and such are out for each team. Now, I just saw this, and I can't even believe that this is the case, but according to NFL, so this is coming straight from the horse's mouth, the first playoff team in the 2022-23 NFL playoffs, the first clinch spot is the San Francisco 49ers. Somehow they've already clinched according to NFL, but then I saw something else that they could clinch this week, but they have already clinched, and now you officially have the in the hunt. As you can see here, there are 6 playoff spots available, with the Detroit Lions now being in the hunt. Now you're going to see in the hunt until it becomes they're either in, because the playoff clinched scenario and berth has already happened. So now all these teams are in the hunt, and if we go down here, there are actually only 2 teams as of right now eliminated: the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. They are and this is the draft order, the current draft order as well. So with that being said, the Detroit Lions are going to make the playoffs. They are going to win the division. And what I want to do now is I want to show you, for those of you who are a little bit nervous, how your Detroit Lions can make the playoffs. Now, I'm not going to read this entire thing. If you want to kind of freeze this is coming from Pro Football Talk. This is how the Detroit Lions were just going to basically focus on the wins. They can clinch a playoff berth with a Detroit win plus a Seattle loss tie or a Green Bay loss tie. So again, we just need to win against the Denver Broncos this Sunday. And if the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks lose, then we are in. Or a Detroit win, a Seattle loss tie, a Minnesota loss tie. So again, a win, a Seattle loss tie, a Rams loss tie, a Detroit win, LA Rams loss tie, Tampa Bay loss plus Minnesota loss tie. And you can freeze it for the rest of those because I don't want to bore you with that. So go ahead and freeze the video. Go ahead and pause it, break it down, and that's how the Detroit Lions can clinch a playoff berth. So, of course, we got to take care of business. That's number one. So I fully expect, with over 13 different scenarios, I fully expect us, with a win over the Denver Broncos, to be in the playoffs by the end of day Sunday. So we should be in the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. Now, it got me to thinking, how big is making it to the playoffs? It's pretty big because we haven't been for a while. But here is something that I saw today. And most Lions fans know the history when it comes to the Detroit Lions. We know we haven't won a playoff game in over 30 years. We know that it was back in the 90s when it happened. And we know that we've never been to a Super Bowl. We've never won the NFC North. We've never won the NFC Conference, because, of course, that would mean you went to the Super Bowl. But here is, coming from StatMuse, here is the Detroit Lions playoff record. We have been to the playoffs. I want to say I counted 15 times. We have 7 wins in the playoffs all time. We're not just talking about the Super Bowl era. We're talking about all time. 7 playoff wins. With our last playoff win, we went 3 times under Matthew Stafford. All 3 times we had Stafford and Calvin Johnson, and we haven't won. In 1999, I didn't even realize that we went on a streak here. The 90s was really the year. It really was the decade for the Detroit Lions, that the closest we've probably ever been in the Super Bowl era. Look at this. We went 8 years without a playoff appearance. This has to change. Like, we need to be consistently making the playoffs. We really do. When you sit here and you look at this, it actually kind of makes you feel empty inside. Really. This year we got blasted by the Saints in the playoffs. This year we know what happened. We lost that wild card in Dallas. And then we just barely went in. We were like on a 3-game losing streak or something like that. We went in and got bounced out by the Seattle Seahawks. So the 2010s, we went 3 times, and we haven't been anywhere in the 2020s. And we're already in 2023. The Lions will actually be in the playoffs, play a playoff game in 2024 for a 2023 NFL season. Look at this. We went 1993. We went on a little run here. 91, that's when we were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. We skipped 92, 93, 94, 95, a 3-year span consecutive that we win in 97, skip 98, win in 99, and then a drought of 12 seasons. And I remember this drought because this is the year Barry Sanders retired. And then I remember the drought, man, after that. And I want to say currently that the Detroit Lions might have one of the longest streaks in professional sports to not make the playoffs. I mean, even the Pistons, who suck. The Pistons are terrible. I think they went before us. They went 2018-ish, somewhere around there, when they went and got bounced out by the Milwaukee Bucks. I want to say the Bucks won that year. So Lions have an opportunity. And by the end of day Sunday, the Detroit Lions should have clinched a playoff berth. And let that sink in, y'all. I know, like I said, I'm very critical. I'm never going to change. I'm always going to tell you, I don't care. See, winning is not enough for me. And this is why I get so upset. This is why I won't settle for complacency. I'm not doing this, man. 7 playoff wins of all time. And the NFL has been around for, 103 or 4 years by now? So you mean to tell me that if we're in year 103, that the Lions, for 96 seasons, have never won a playoff game? That's unacceptable. That's why I'm not willing to just settle and just sit on just being good enough. No, not happening. So am I excited? Absolutely. Ford Field is looking to host its first ever playoff game. It's a lot of opportunities that can happen today. A lot of stuff that can happen. So be prepared for a playoff appearance from your Detroit Lions. It's going to happen. Ford Field will host a playoff game. But we'll talk more about that division situation later this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Detroit Lions, how excited? I'm very excited because I plan to, whatever journey this is, wherever this journey takes me, I plan to go the entire distance. So you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.